Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. And I just wanted to say hello again, and to all the people who attended last week, thank you so much for attending my first debut episode of What's Your Story? And today we're going to talk about another little nugget from my book, Tell a New Story. So if you have a copy, that's awesome. If you don't, go on to Amazon, get your copy. It's also available electronically on Kindle. So the cool thing that we're going to cover today is a little nugget inside the book. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And this is called Tell a New Story. 5 simple ways to release your negative stories and bring more joy to your life, because that is what this is all about. I'm all about bringing more joy to your life and helping you tell a new and empowering story to make you feel better, because we do have the choice, as we covered last time, each day that we wake up to feel a little bit better or to feel a little bit worse. And in these times right now, I think it's so important to find a way to feel a little bit better, because it's just too easy to feel a little bit worse these days, right? And I'd love to hear from you as we go throughout this today. So the comments are on. If you want to leave a comment through Facebook, that'd be awesome. And we'll get to a section where I'm going to do some question and answer. But if you don't have your copy, you might not know that the cool thing about this book is that it is interactive. So when you start the book, you'll notice these QR codes in the book. And there, in the very beginning of the book, you'll see an introduction with a QR code. And the QR code is so easy to use. You just take your phone and you put it on camera, swipe it over that code, and the information comes up. So the video would pop right up. And the other cool thing is, not only does it have videos, but it also contains some of my original music. Most of you know that I'm also a singer-songwriter. And when I'm telling a pertinent story in the book, there might be a song that I wrote about that. So you can hear the song at the appropriate moment and really emotionalize the story and really go on a deeper emotional level with me in telling the story. And you'll also find, for each of the 5 steps to releasing your negative stories, that there is a meditation for each step in the book. So again, just swipe it. It's me doing a guided meditation that I created. And it's really going to help you get in your center and open yourself up to seeing your stories from a different perspective. The other thing I want to point out is at the end of each chapter, you'll find a bunch of chapter exercises. And the chapter exercises are really great because they're really going to help you own where your stories are now. What your stories are. And once you become aware, you start to recognize what your patterns of your stories are, it's going to become really easy to see what they are, uncover those patterns, and by the end of the book, you'll be writing new and empowering stories for yourself that feel better when you tell them. And again, that's what it's all about, feeling better each day. So that's the book, and that's where this class originated from. So each week I take a little nugget of wisdom from the book and we elaborate on it a little bit more. So what are we going to do this week? This week we're going to start again with a centering meditation. So I've got my little mini centering meditation. We're going to get to that in a second. Then I'm going to talk about the little nugget of wisdom that I mentioned, and today's theme is the bad story. I'm sorry, the bad day story. The bad day story, which is not a great story. So we're going to talk about the bad day story. And then I'm going to show you another energy medicine routine. So we're going to talk about getting our mind in a better place. We're going to talk about our mindset. And then I'm going to show you something you can do with your body to really center yourself and get your energy flowing. And last week we did a little bit of that as well. And then I'm going to open it up for question and answer. And if we have time, I would love to share a song with you. So that's what we're going to do today. And so let's get started with the mini centering meditation. So if you could just close your eyes, it doesn't matter if you're standing, sitting, or where you are, unless you're driving, then you might want to pull over. Close your eyes, and we're going to get started with the mini centering meditation. So close your eyes and take a nice, deep breath, the deepest breath that you've taken all day. Take it right now. And then on the exhale, I want you to feel your body relaxing. Feel your shoulders relaxing into it. Feel your back relaxing. Your heart rate is slowing down. Your whole body is relaxing. I want you to take a deep breath on the count of 3 with me. 1, 2, 3 on the inhale. Hold it for a second. And then exhale in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do that one more time. In on 3 and out on 5. Feel your mind start to become quieter. Your body is relaxing. I want you to feel the power of this beautiful energy that's floating above and around you. You can feel this energy all around you when you take a moment to tune into it. And think to yourself, I invite the energy to enter through the top of my head, down my spine, all the way to my feet, connecting with the energy of Mother Earth, which grounds me and nurtures me. I am filled with this beautiful light that balances my body and my mind. I feel my mind in balance from back to front and left to right, bringing me clarity, peace, and insight. This energy connects my thoughts, my words, and my loving feelings as these chakras are all working together in perfect harmony for my highest good, reminding me who I really am. I feel great appreciation for the unique gifts I bring to the world, and I'm soaking in all the good that surrounds me. I feel a confidence washing over me, knowing I can reconnect with this renewing energy anytime I want to. I feel light and centered in my body now. I am in my center. I am in my center. I am in my center. Take a moment to rest here in your center. Take another couple big breaths. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and return. How do you feel? Do you feel in your center? I feel in my center. I hope you do too. So we are going to talk about the bad day story today. And what is that bad day story anyways? You know, the funny thing about it is, it makes me want to rip into that song because I had a bad day. The thing about the bad day story that's so tricky, and let's just review for one quick minute because these two classes really go together nicely. Last week we spoke about mindset and how to start the day in the mindset. We talked about backing up to the night before, feeling gratitude for what happened that day. And then we talked about what to do when we wake up, right? We talked about setting and starting the day in the mindset that we want. Instead of chasing mindset, which we tend to do. We tend to chase mindset a lot. Oh boy, I'm not in the right mindset. What can I do to get back there? So last week we talked about that. This week we're going to talk about, all right, maybe you didn't get a chance to set that up. Or maybe the alarm went off, or the alarm didn't go off, and you're super late. And now you got to rush downstairs to your Zoom meeting. You have sleepies in your eyes. You're barely dressed, and you got to show up for your meeting. Now, this is the beginning of one of those bad day stories, right? And so whatever it is that sort of that proverbial hitting of the fan, we know inevitably happens. So what do we do about that? The tricky thing with the bad day story is the momentum that we talked about last week, because once we start on that momentum, it's really easy for it to get rolling a little fast, isn't it? Like, especially with the negative stuff. We start on that momentum. We didn't have a second to take a moment to feel our pillow or whatever it was that we were going to feel gratitude for before we even got out of bed, because we had to fly out of bed. And now we're late, and now we're going to be in trouble, and our mind is just working on all sorts of things that are going to go wrong, all sorts of worst case scenarios, because as we know, that's what the mind does best, worst case scenario. So what we're trying to do is get up ahead of that. We're trying to, quickly get ahead of the mind before it gets into that rampage of negative things happening. Wouldn't it be nice to have a rampage of positive things that we can talk about in our mind? So that's the bad day. And if we let the bad day get a hold of us, you know, we're so funny because, well, I do this too, but we all do it. We start talking about the bad day, right? We start telling everybody who's going to listen about our bad day and all the stuff went wrong. We're going to tell everybody about the bad day. You're not going to believe the day I'm having. It doesn't matter. You could even be at a store and someone says, hey, how are you doing? How's your day? Oh my God, let me tell you how my day is. Right? We all do this, and we launch into the bad day story. And have you ever noticed when you launch into the bad day story, what happens to your day? Does it get better? Not a chance. Somehow that bad day gets worse and worse and worse and worse, doesn't it? Tell me in the comments if you think it does. The bad day story picks up so much momentum, and guess what's happening? The momentum's moving, right? And where is your focus? One of the big parts of mindset, and I talk about this in the book, is our focus. What we focus on is what we get, whether we want it or not, right? We're going to get it. And that's the funny, weird thing about law of attraction, right? It's counterintuitive. Just because you're shouting, hey, I'm having a bad day, and you are really shouting it because you want to have a better day, it doesn't matter because the universe hears, hey, I'm liking this, right? That's what the universe hears because it's always about attraction. And the more we focus on it, the more we're going to get it, whether we want it or not. And that's the part to remember. We don't want the bad day, do we? No, nobody wants the bad day. I don't want more bad things to start happening. I don't want to ask questions like, oh, what else could go wrong? Because guess what's going to happen? So how do we get ourselves out of that mindset? That's what we're going to talk about quickly. We're having that bad day. The momentum's going. We're focused on the bad day. We're telling everybody about the bad day. We're telling the bad day story. And that's when it gets a little bit trickier, right? Because we do have momentum going already on this. We haven't had that second to lay in the bed and think about how much we love our pillow or the blanket or the air conditioning or the person next to us, right? We didn't even get a chance to do that today. So it's totally understandable. But what can we do now? What can we do? Well, what we've learned about mindset is that it really comes down to what we're focused on, right? And what did we just do together when we started? We started with this little meditation that we focused on centering our body. We talked a little bit about gratitude. We imagined that we could feel this energy floating down through our spine, washing out any negativity. We changed our focus. So I'm going to tell you that meditation is one of the best ways to change that momentum once it's already started. Because when we're meditating, the whole purpose behind meditating is to quiet the mind, right? It's to quiet the mind. When we enter meditation, we're not entering with any expectations. We're entering with the expectation of, hey, I'm just going to give myself these few minutes to quiet my mind, and I know I'm going to feel better when I do that, right? So the point of it is to stop the momentum. And it also changes our focus at the same time that it stops the momentum of whatever it was. We're no longer telling that story. We're giving ourselves a minute to change our energy, right? Back to what we talked about before, how everything is vibration, and all these energies and these feelings that we're feeling have a vibrational constitution to them as well. And so what we're doing is we're saying, hey, wait a minute, hold on. Let's take a time out. I want to stop this bad day story. So what I'm going to do is find anything I can to make myself feel a little bit better. And meditation is a quick and easy way to do that. I don't care if it's a 5-minute meditation, the one we just did together, you can use that anytime you want. Something to quiet your mind and to stop all the chatter and to stop talking about the bad day story. And that's the thing. We don't even realize that we perpetuate. So the other thing is to refocus. We talked about that. Meditation also refocuses you. But there's a lot of other things you can do to refocus, right? What I like to do is go and grab my guitar, because when I strap that on my body and I start playing it, guess what it does? It emits vibrations right directly into my body. You don't have to play an instrument to get that same benefit from music. Just putting on your favorite song can evoke that same feeling and can start to recalibrate yourself, your body, your mind, so you can get out of that bad day. You know how powerful that is when you crank up your favorite song and you have a little dance party for one in the kitchen, right? So what else can you do? You can grab that gratitude journal. We talked about how gratitude changes your brain, right? You're remapping, you're rewiring your brain with gratitude. Why is that? Because you're teaching your brain to look for what's good. It's already really good at looking for what's bad, okay? Because that's the way it's programmed. We already know that. So we're getting out ahead of that. We're retraining the brain. We're teaching it to look for what's good. Even during these times when it's really hard sometimes to see what's good. It's really hard. You're finding a way to feel a little bit better, just a little bit better every day. And soon, that little bit better feeling will start to accumulate for you. And you will start to feel a lot of it better once you put all those little bit better moments together. You'll start to feel better. One day you're just going to go, wait a minute, I am feeling better. And wow, this is so much easier for me to connect or to meditate or to find what's working because now it's become my habit. It's become my new good habit. And that's the way it works. And as we know, like attracts like. And so the more you do it, the more you attract more of that. The more you recalibrate your energy, your emotions, your feelings about your life, and your stories come right along with you. Because when you're feeling better, you don't want to reach for that bad day story. When you start to feel better, you want to tell everybody about it. You want to reach for that, I'm having a great day. Or, you know what, I'm starting to feel a little bit better, and here's why. Isn't that a better story to tell, not only for yourself, but for everybody around you? So those are a few ways. Another good way is to take a nap. I know it's just a delicious little thing to do that we really don't take the time to do. But if you get a moment to do that, again, you're stopping the momentum, you're changing your focus, and all of a sudden you're recalibrating yourself back to neutral, right? Neutral's better than the bad day story. So whatever it is that makes you feel good, maybe you want to go outside for a run, use one of those tools to really dig you out of that bad day story quickly. And like we talked about before, asking yourself the questions. You know, what can I do to make me feel better? Hey, what's one thing that I'm really grateful for in my life right now? Or maybe you have a little mantra that you say to yourself, that I do all the time, is things are always working out for me. And I know this is going to work out for me as well. So whatever it is that you can do quickly to make yourself feel better, try it. And those are some ways to get ahead of the bad day story. So now I want to show you, we talked about mindset, and mindset is so important. Like I said last time, mindset is more than 80% of everything we do, whether we're successful or not, has to do with our mindset about whatever it is that we're talking, our work, our life, our love, whatever it is. So one of the cool things that I want to show you today is something that you can do with your physical body. So we talked about some things we can do to help change our mind. And a lot of times that does include a physical action because moving our body can change our emotions and our mind. And it all works beautifully together. But I'm going to show you a little energy medicine technique. Last week I showed you, we did a little thumping on our K27. And this week I want to show you the next thump. So K27 we talked about is right here. Okay. You'll feel the little indentation in your K27. And it's the end of your kidney meridian in Chinese medicine. This is the end of a meridian. So when you're tapping on it, you're sending yourself vitalizing energy all through your body. So these are the 3 thumps that I learned from Donna Eden. I love her work. So this is the first one I showed you last week. And this is number 2. Number 2 is your thymus. And your thymus really sits right in the middle of your chest, like right on your sternum, okay? So when you tap that, you can feel it reverberating. You can hear it when I'm tapping throughout your whole body. So let's try the thymus thump together, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So the thymus thump is super powerful because A, your thymus gland is seriously responsible for your immunity. So I couldn't think of a better time to learn this thump when we're all trying to keep our immunity high with what's going on in the world. So they say that when you tap this, it also creates more T cells in your body, which are the virus and bacteria fighting cells. They're the super powerhouses of our body, right? They're like the Navy SEALs of the body. So when you tap those, not only are you getting the benefits of strength and immunity, it's also been called your happiness point, right? So we can thump this. Now, you can thump it with your fingers. I usually use all my fingers kind of like this in a little ball and give it a little thump. Or sometimes if I really want to get at it, I might even kind of do like a fist. a mini fist and tap at it like this if I feel like I really need a boost. But it doesn't take long. And if you keep tapping that point, you keep tapping that point, you keep tapping that point. When you stop, you're going to feel some serious energy movement, right? If you do it for a few seconds or even a minute, whatever feels right to you, I want you to stop for a minute and then notice what you feel. Like I felt a real tingling, and you'll kind of feel that spread throughout your whole body. The other thing that this does that's super powerful and really good for these times when I know people have increased anxiety is it calms your nervous system, right? So this little tap, you will feel it calm your nervous system. And when my kids were smaller, I used to just go over to them and I still do it. I still do it to them now sometimes. And I do the taps, right? Someone's laying in bed and they don't feel good, they're going to get a thymus tap from me. It's just gentle. And it really works powerfully on kids because kids are so open to energy. They're like completely connected, right? So the thymus tap is great for kids. Again, it keeps your life energy vibrating in a higher frequency, as does the K27. It's all about vitality and moving your energy around your body. So if you're standing in line and you feel yourself starting to get really annoyed about something, or someone's being rude, or you're experiencing something that you don't like or don't want, this is a great way to just, get back in your center for a minute. Maybe even close your eyes and tell yourself something positive. This might be a good point where you might use that, hey, things are always working out for me. Or I'm feeling calmer with each tap. Whatever it is that you want to say to yourself, come up with a little positive statement for yourself to say when you're doing your thymus thump. Awesome. Hi, Phil. Phil just said he was feeling it big time. Tell me what you're feeling. It's so great to see you here. Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me if you can feel that. I felt that spread all throughout my body. It's fabulous. And just, you can keep this in your back pocket and pull it out one time and use it and just see how quickly it works for you. So now I've given you some tidbits for not only your mind, but also for your body, okay? So let me know what questions you have for me. If you're feeling it, awesome. If you have any questions, I had gotten a question last week, so I wanted to answer it. So I'm going to answer it now. Somebody asked me last week when we were talking about feeling a little better. They said, I want to try all these, but how do I know if it's working? And isn't that an awesome question? How do I know if it's working? How do I know if what I'm doing, meditating, or if I'm, going out for a walk every day, or I'm doing these thumps, or I'm writing in a journal, how do I know that it's working? What a great question. Here's how you know if it's working, because people haven't asked me this a lot when I do talks on this. People always ask me this. You know that it's working because of how you feel. Are you feeling better? Then it's working. Where are your emotions, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about that next week when I get into the vibration of your emotions, because I talk a lot about that in my book. So you can sit with yourself for a moment and really, like the little centering meditation we did, and just ask yourself, how am I feeling? Because your feelings are the answer, right? Your emotions are there to tell you. If you're lower down on that scale, you're feeling angry and anxious, then you need to go back and maybe try a different meditation or try a different mantra. Use one of the tools that you have to just feel a little bit better. That's all we're looking for, a little bit better, because remember, when you're feeling a little bit better each day, that's going to accumulate, and soon you're going to feel a lot of it better, right? Awesome. Does anyone have any questions? Let's see. I've got somebody here in the chat. Yes. Wow, that's so cool. So Phil says he's been doing this for years because he's a drummer, and so he's into percussion. And one of the things I didn't say about this that's kind of cool is some people think that the word ha goes well with this. So you should say ha, ha, ha when you're tapping on this point, because any kind of mantra like that also brings a different vibration to your body. It kind of ties you more into the energies of the universe. So cool. Thank you so much, Phil, for that. If anybody has any questions, let me know in the chat. And I'm going to end today with a little song I thought we could play together. Now I'm going to do it differently this time because I think we're going to get a better audio quality here. So this song is an oldie but a goodie, and it's called Free Me. The cool thing about this song is it really talks about the concept behind meditation, right? So we're talking about freeing ourselves, let go of all the words. That's what this song's about. Wash the clouds away from me, clarity of the breath. Wisdom lives in captivity, silence unlocks its depth. Free me, free me, let go of all the words. Free me, free me, let me flow within you, truth cannot be heard. Why do I pull away afraid of all this power? Conscious of my mess, the storm may bring a shower. Free me, free me, let go of all the words. Free me, free me, let me flow within you, truth cannot be heard. Opening, awakening like a body to the sun. It slowly grows within itself, truth and beauty as one. Wash the clouds away from me, the clarity of her breath. Wisdom lives in captivity, silence unlocks its depth. Free me, free me, let go of all words. Free me, let me flow within you, truth cannot be heard. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here with me today. I so appreciate you joining me. Thank you. And please come back and leave comments if you're watching this afterwards and questions, and I will definitely address them. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you next Friday at noon. Take care. Be well.